Hello. Today I'm going to talk about the TV show Dexter, and I'm going to persuade you that it is a bad influence on society. Here we go. Don't get caught. Never kill an innocent. You can always fake emotions. Act normal. Blend in. And don't kill. Only kill killers. Always be prepared. Do your research. Control your urges. And last of all, don't get caught. This is Henry's code for serial killer Dexter Morgan. Dexter is a show presented by Showtime, streamed through Netflix. And I believe that the show is a negative influence on society. I believe today's culture glamorizes and idolizes violent behavior. I'm here to persuade you that media violence influences the attitudes and actions of young children and young adults. According to the American Psychological Association, in a statement prepared by Dr. Dale Kunkel, children spend an average of 20 hours per week watching television, and this kind of exposure to violent images can shape a young mind in unhealthy ways. Now let's analyze the 2013 TV show Dexter. I believe it influences public attitudes. I believe it has a negative influence on society because it desensitizes children and young adults to violence. And it also creates a sense of emotional attachment to the character. What does that mean? It means that the person starts identifying with the character. And lastly, it inspires aggressive and violent behavior. Let's talk about number one. Desensitizes children and young adults to violence. Young people who view violence on a regular basis start to think it's normal. They think it's a normal way of life. Well, according to Dr. Gail Gross, quoted from the Huffington Post, there is a chemical change in the brain similar to that which is seen in post-traumatic disorder. If enough violence is viewed, the brain reacts as if the person viewing has actually been abused. What does this lead to? This leads to children and teenagers to be more likely empathetic. It leads them to have no emotions towards the feelings of others. Also, children learn aggressive and violent behaviors, and they begin to accept violence as a way to solve their problems, which is not a good thing. Let's talk about number two, emotional attachment to the character, where the viewer starts identifying with the character. Let's say, we all know that adolescence marks a period in our lives when we start searching for our identities. We're lost. We're trying to figure out who we are, what we stand for. Well, media culture creates a superficial sense of morals and values, which leads to the loss of individuality and personal meaning. Well, I feel like kids, when they engage in violent acts, they recreate meaning and identity to their lives. Well, according to the media guru Marshall McLuhan, and he was talking in reference to the Columbine shooting of 1999. Do y'all remember that, when those kids got shot in the school? He goes, it's why they have to kill, in order to find out whether they're real. Why? Because they don't have any emotions. They don't care for nothing. Let's talk about number three. I believe that Dexter inspires aggressive and violent behavior. According to the American Academy of Child and Adolescent Psychiatry, and this is quoted, "Children who view shows in which violence is very realistic and they watch it frequently, repeated, and unpunished are more likely to imitate what they see." Well, I believe that media creates a false sense of no consequences. If you take a look, Dexter is a bad guy, and the show perceives him to be a hero because he only goes after bad guys. That doesn't make it okay to kill. A killing is a killing. Media also misrepresents the pain inflicted on the victims. The show does not watch, or it doesn't show the angle where the person being hurt, it doesn't show how they feel. It doesn't show how it really affects their families or anything like that. It's all about the killing, about murder and violence. I quote this. When interviewed, I quote this. A 17-year-old boy, teenager boy from Indiana, named Anthony Conley, murdered his 10-year-old brother, according to ABC News reporter Emily Friedman. Allegedly, he was inspired by the TV show Dexter. He was obsessed with Dexter. He said he could relate to Dexter. When the boy was interviewed by the police described him as emotionless. When they asked him why he did it, he said because he felt just like Dexter, no emotions. And then the teen boy went on to analyze the murder as to a craving when somebody wants to eat a hamburger, which means he was craving to kill. He had that craving like Dexter. In conclusion, the TV show Dexter is a bad influence on society because it desensitizes to violence, it creates identification to the character, and it inspires aggressive and violent behavior from other human beings. Thank you.